Welcome to the Fab Four Travel Talk podcast with Kristy, Gina, Eric, and Kyle. Now, sit back and relax. Let's chat about some magical destinations.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Fab Four Travel Talk. I'm Kristy, and I am your host this week, and we are all back together. Yay!
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 So I have Kyle.
Hi, everyone.
Gina.
Hello.
And Eric.
Happy New Year.
Almost.
Almost.
It will be by the time they get it.
True, but I'm still wearing Christmas ears.
You don't have New Year's ears.
I don't have New Year's ears.
Do you have New Year's ears?
Oh,
I don't know
that's
if they
too
even
bad.
make them.
They do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You saw them.
Yeah.
Do they just say like 2020 on them or something?
They were, if I'm not mistaken, they had blue ones.
Yeah, they were blue sparkly.
These sparkly ones, yes. And they had, I don't think what else they were. Yeah, they did say 2020 to some extent, but not like 2020 or anything like that. Might have had like a little 2020 in the middle.
Am I the only one that hears 2020 and thinks
The new show?
2020?
Yeah,
I
do
am
too.
Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters.
Welcome to 2020.
I'm like, it seemed weird to just say 2020. I'm like, no, it's 2020.
That's funny.
Anyway,
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
moving on. So tonight we are going to talk about our trailer park adventures,
Yes.
which is where I left off with Gina and Kyle on our adventure. And then we're going to hear about their Christmas in Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We are now back home. And,
Obviously.
huh?
Obviously.
Yeah. And sad, but, hey, there's always more to see and do.
Yeah.
Can't do it all. Ever, ever, never, ever.
No,
Although we did have some firsts on this trip, so we'll talk about those. That's kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah.
that's cool. All right, so let's start with the trailer park.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that experience? Because I held back.
I thought it was epic.
Mhm.
Like, it was so much fun. Oh my God. We were talking to my mom and stepdad are here visiting, and we were talking and showing pictures to them. Was it last night we were talking about it? Yeah.
Mhm.
And they were like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Because, they have an RV. So
Right.
they know like the technical side of like trying to hook all that stuff up and everything. It's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and they've been to Disney as
Yeah,
well
and they've
with
been-
the RV. and
right,
so they're
exactly.
familiar with it. It exceeded my expectations. I'll be honest with you. I was like,
Yeah,
whatever.
Kyle wasn't too excited about it.
But the fact that we were so close to it, and we were even at times able to get out of we were encouraged to get out of the golf cart and go, interact with things even and get candy. And I'm
Yeah.
not spoiling Am I spoiling everything?
They had candy.
No.
People were giving out
Candy
candy.
See,
Candy
Eric's
cane.
like, what?
Yeah.
Candy? I
Well,
miss
I didn't know
candy.
there was candy.
They were caroling.
Yeah.
I mean, there
Well,
was caroling
We
I
were
think
heard
we
you
were
guys
caroling.
at
Yeah.
one
Yes.
point. Yes.
Yeah, we were. And a lady came out and she said, I missed the caroling. Can you do it again? We're like,
And
sure.
I begged her, no, not again. You don't want to hear that again.
And then afterwards, she was like, "Oh, that's all I missed. Never mind."
Here, have some candy. Get out.
She just said, oh, thank you.
Yeah. I thought it would be fun, but
Yeah.
I honestly didn't expect it to be that much fun.
Right.
Cool.
Like, it was so cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
And just like driving around, and the only thing that would have been better is if we could have found a way to have the carts, like if there was a cart for all of us.
Oh yeah, that would have been great.
Because it was
a
like-
single cart.
Yeah.
You could have tethered them together.
Well, so we did see somebody do that.
Just dragging one around.
Yeah, it was like a different kind of thing. But yeah, like they
It's
had
like
a
a
trailer
wagon.
behind them, and the people were in the trailer.
Oh, gosh, people imagine like a little Red Rider wagon with like kids in it behind the
Behind the
cart.
golf cart.
I don't think that's allowed.
I don't know. There was not much that was really not allowed. I mean, it was
We
kind
saw a
of
little bit of
free-for-all.
everything.
Really?
We did. We saw a little bit of everything.
The one that blew me away was the Cars one.
Oh, I know, right?
People had built like Cars Land in their front yard, essentially. Like,
It was
I don't
epic.
know how they managed to pull that off.
I know.
And the stormtroopers. I mean, wasn't there like hundreds of them
There was.
in
Hundreds.
Christmas pajamas? Like
That was the amazing part.
yeah.
Because that was an investment in just
Right,
Mickey
like-
hats and Mystic
helmets
sweaters and yeah.
Yeah, all the helmets and stuff. Can you imagine like how much that must have cost?
No
Unless
doubt.
they had some sort of like, they were 3D printing them or something. And
Yeah, those were like
No.
No, there was
They
like
were
stocking,
real.
like, or I guess some could have been hand knitted or something. Knitted.
yeah,
yeah.
But
Did you show Eric the Star Wars stormtroopers?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
what we were just
Okay,
talking
is that
about.
what y'all were just talking about? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to step away for a second.
yeah, that was crazy. Like how many they put together.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then the amount of blow up Mickey Mouses, and like some of them I felt like were almost like custom made
Yeah.
blow up. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Because they were some of them were so unique.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
variety
Mhm.
of just ones that, not just the Mickey ones, but the variety of inflatables, things that I had never seen before. I'm just like,
Like the teacups, that was like the teacup ride with the Mickeys inside,
Right.
and it literally spun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't know there was a place you could have custom Christmas inflatables made.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there
But-
is if you look out there.
I bet there is on Etsy. I bet there's somebody
somebody-
that does
Just
it,
somebody
you know?
knows how to make them.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because there was one that was there that Leah was in love with that she said was like $250 at Lowe's.
What
Where
one? Which one
It
was
was
it?
like a blue base, but it was like a snow globe.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And so she kept seeing that one and she kept being like, I really want that. And I was like, well, how much is it? She was like, $250. I'm like, oh, well,
Oh, come
how
on.
does it feel to want?
Well, that's
Right.
what good now because they're probably all on sale. So you can get but half price if they still have them.
I should look online and see because she said at her local Lowe's there was only 2 left. So she was
Yeah.
like, there won't be.
Just
Oh,
slap a Apple logo on it and Leo get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And pay anything for it.
Tell them it's HomeKit enabled or
Yeah, there
something,
you
you
go.
know.
But yeah, it was, to me, like I figured, I mean, I knew there was a lot of decorations because we had done the horse-drawn carriage ride
Mhm.
before. Allie, Eric's mom and I had done it. But the interesting thing with that was it was like 15, 20 minutes and you were done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we had the ability, I mean, you guys ended up leaving and we,
Right.
what was that, like at least an hour and a half of driving around,
Yeah.
at least, if not
At
a little
least,
more.
if not,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it was close to 2 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then we stayed for another hour
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
and just kind of tooled around. It's easy to get discombobulated there.
Yes, very
So
much
we
Definitely.
so.
did see some roads a couple times.
Kate's Big Ben, Parliament.
Well, there was one time
Even while we were
that
there.
right,
Yeah.
while we
Right.
were there, we were following Kristy, and we had dropped Kyle off at the rest area, but so it was just a circle. So we did the circle, and then we pulled over and stopped for Kyle, and Kristy kept on going. It did the circle again.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you already seen that? Okay, never
Going back. We'll
mind.
see you. We'll see you later. We'll be back again.
Yeah, I came out of the restaurant and said, "What are we waiting on?" And they said, "Kristy and them." And I said, "Well," and I looked over this direction like they would normally be coming from. They're like, "Oh no, they went that way again." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" Okay.
And honestly, it was because I didn't realize. I was like, oh, I'll just do these things again. And
Easy to do.
we'd
Easy
be
to do.
driving, and either I'd hear you guys shout from behind us,
Mhm.
Okay.
or Leah would go, Big Ben, Parliament. And I'm like, oh no, have we already done this? And she's like, yeah, but look, we can look at the other side now.
Exactly.
There were so many intricate things to look at. It was,
Yeah.
and honestly, I have to say it was my favorite thing of the whole trip.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved the one that was the castle.
Yes.
That one was amazing to me.
Yes.
It was, I liked it. Like the Cars Land one was phenomenal, like just drop dead phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the castle one made me like, oh, more than like anything, you know, because it was like the castle at Walt Disney World with all the lights all over it and everything.
This
you
is
know?
one that you could get out, had the benches inside where you could get out and actually go inside and sit inside.
It's the one that had Cinderella's carriage out front as well.
Okay, yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
And it had the carriage and lights too.
Huh.
Like it
Right.
was crazy.
It makes me wonder how they get everything there.
Yeah.
Are they shipping it down, or they can't just be towing it unless they've got like another thing full of that stuff.
Well, you
Right.
remember, like my dad's RV, like there's tons of storage underneath,
Mhm.
and then if you're not in the motorhome,
That's true.
except if you're just driving it.
Right.
Pack it full.
Yeah.
And most of them were, I think they were all ones that you would drive. They weren't the fifth wheel kind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was crazy though.
it was.
We were
That was
live, like
live stream,
FaceTiming with you.
Yeah.
And even you were like, oh, I think I would have liked to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it did look pretty impressive what I saw.
It
I'm
was.
totally doing
It
it again.
far exceeded our expectations, that's for sure. Definitely. I would do it again.
I would do it again. Absolutely.
And I recommend for the price of it, get your golf cart because that's just fun in and of itself.
Yeah.
Riding a
It's
golf
just
cart
goofing
around. Yeah.
I didn't think that would be fun, but as goofy as it seems, that's just with a group of people. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just fun.
Fun ensues.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's $65 for the golf cart, and we picked it up. You could pick it up as early as 1, and it had to be back at 11 a.m. the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you literally hours of fun.
Right.
Yeah. Do dinner there, you know.
Yeah. Do
And-
dinner
Yeah.
like we did
Yeah.
and then go right around.
You can always possibly do a Mickey and Minnie's campfire
Campfire. Mm-hmm.
or Chippendales thing, you know.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you could almost make a day of it, you know, or a half a day of it or whatever,
Mhm.
afternoon, evening. Take the boat over, get a golf cart.
Yeah.
Have
It
fun
was
with
really cool.
Yeah. Just FYI, the golf cart pickup is at the
it.
front.
At the front, that's true.
Right.
That's a good
So-
point. You'd have to take a
and
bus.
dinner's at the back. So
Yeah.
you may want to ride a bus over to Fort
Mhm.
Wilderness
Mhm.
and rent your golf cart and then take the golf cart to the back towards Bay Lake.
Yeah, because we actually were at Animal Kingdom, right? And then
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
we just bussed over. So we were at the front of
Oh,
Fort
perfect.
Wilderness anyway, so it worked out
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
But I totally would do that again.
Yeah, it was
So
fun.
cool.
Definitely. It
All
might
right.
become a tradition.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially since you guys tend to go during this time of year every
Mhm.
year.
Mhm.
Right.
So tell us about what you've done this time that you'd never done before.
Well, we had the deluxe dining plan this time around.
That was a first
That was the first.
to start with.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like it could be a lot of food, but we did not obsess over getting the maximum amount for our credits. You know,
Mhm.
I just if we wanted quick service, we just got quick service. If we wanted a sit down restaurant, we did a sit down restaurant. So that made it more enjoyable to me because it's just 3 meals a day are paid for. However you want to eat those. What?
Are you sure we're on the same trip?
Yeah, why?
I could have sworn that I had steak for breakfast
Well, you
lunch.
did.
And dinner.
Well, yes, you did.
I think it was steak. Yeah,
But
it
that was
probably
only
steak.
one day that we did.
That's awesome.
We did
Sorry.
Tokyo dining at lunch one day, and then that night we went to Brown Derby, and then for breakfast. we did Topolino's at the top of
Yes.
Riviera
Okay.
Resort.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely talk about that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we ate. So things that we did or places we ate that we had never eaten before. La Salle,
Mhm.
which was our favorite
Steak.
steak.
Steak,
Yes,
yes.
steak.
And that was your
Yes.
favorite.
Yes.
All
Okay.
around. That
All
was our
around
favorite restaurant on
I
this
can,
trip.
Mhm.
I can agree with that.
The wait staff
Yep.
was fabulous. The steak. There was no funky sauces or anything.
Mm-mm.
And
They
Maddie
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
got a filet, and it was on. It sounded like it was disgusting, but it was really just mashed potatoes with a little bit of celery root in it.
Oh yeah.
It's just mashed potatoes.
Mhm.
There was nothing abnormal about that at all. And I got the ribeye because I love a good ribeye, and it was good.
Mhm.
So cooked to perfection. Yeah. And I actually don't even I had fingerling potatoes, I think was part of my side, and green beans or something. I don't really know. I just focused on the steak.
Yeah.
I could have had I had the iceberg wedge salad
Yes, right, you did.
and then a New York strip. I think I had I
Mhm.
mean, they could, and the steak there was something else on the board. It was served on a board, a plank of wood. I don't know what else was on there. There was maybe some grilled tomatoes or something, but they literally could have just brought the steak on a piece of wood.
Yeah.
That's all, the salad and a piece of meat. And I was perfectly happy
They
Yeah.
because it's awesome.
So with the deluxe
Sublime.
dining plan, where available, you get an appetizer, your entree, and a dessert, and a cocktail. So us being able to get cocktails included was really nice.
Canadian whiskey with your
Yeah.
steak is always good.
And
Nice.
it was just good. The wait person was really good. I don't remember what I had. Whatever I had for dessert,
Oh,
Maddie's was
God.
better.
Dessert was awesome.
What? Oh yeah, you had the really good dessert. That's right.
They have like 5 or 6 things to choose from. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
they
a
do.
ton,
Like,
right? But it was
Kyle
like
got
this,
the
this, and
best.
this, right? Did you
Yeah.
get? They have like the chocolate log. Is like the
No,
crunchy
well,
chocolate log.
That's
one of them.
I think that was one.
Then they
Maddie got what was called the Bouche Noël, because we were there at
It's
Christmas, so they
yeah.
may had
So
something
they may have
Specialty.
had different ones. Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
And the waitress said it literally translates to Christmas in your mouth. Is what it translates to.
We were all good with
Okay.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Maddie tasted it and she's like, yeah,
I
it's
can
Christmas
see
in my
that.
mouth.
Happy. Mine was like chocolate mousse with something coffee thing, but there was like a gelatin type mold across the top of it, like a half dome thing. So that the texture of that was not great. I'm figuring out I'm not a big Jell-O fan.
Yeah.
But yours, what
Mine
did
was
you
basically
have?
the equivalent of the Canadian version of a pecan pie served a la mode over a scoop of vanilla ice cream. So it's the warm pecan pie, like in a delicate pastry pie crust with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. And it was
maple syrup drizzled all over it.
yes.
Really good.
Yes, sir.
And now Amelia was not really feeling the menu. She is not a steak person at all. And I forget what else was on there, but there was not really anything that she was feeling. So they brought her an adult version of mac and cheese. And she agreed that the mac and cheese was phenomenal.
Yeah. And she nearly ate every bit.
Yeah, she got a wedge salad
hilarious.
and she got mac and cheese for her entree.
She's like, turns out macaroni and cheese is good.
Yeah, it was like a 5 cheese macaroni and cheese kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah. The other place that we ate that I have never, ever been to in my entire life, Cinderella's Royal Table.
Oh.
What
Did
did
you
you
guys
think?
do breakfast or?
No, we did dinner.
Okay.
We did dinner and timed it perfectly so that we got to watch the fireworks from inside the castle.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
so that was
cool.
really
It
cool.
was very cool.
Yeah.
It's a very guru thing to do.
Right. It was very crowded when we got in there.
In
It
the
had been
lobby.
in the lobby area, yeah.
Yeah.
And so when they finally called us to the table, it was nice to get up to the actual restaurant area where you dine, and it was, more laid back. I loved it. I thought it was great. Totally thought it was great. Thought the dinner was almost up to par with Le Salier. Not quite. We had steak again.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia had some sort of like cornbread, roasted tomato confit, little squares. It was a vegetarian dish, and she loved it. That was her meal by far, her favorite thing. And I tasted it. It was really good.
Mm-hmm. It was tasty.
Mm-hmm. Just I don't know how to say this and not just be mean, but I don't find the princesses that entertaining on character meet and greets. They're just okay.
So I found that to be the case at Cinderella's Royal Table as well when we went in July.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't been since Allie was 3. So this past July we didn't. But remember when we went to Akershus?
Mm-hmm.
We were there. Those princesses were very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, that's right.
In fact, that was the only thing I liked about that meal at all was the character interaction.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the B team up at the castle or what.
Well, you wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
But that's what it felt like when we went. When we went, that's very much what it felt like.
Yeah.
And it looked
Some of
that
them
way
looked like
too.
they had been best friends for a long time.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Interesting. So I
Some
would
of them
say
looked like they weren't quite good enough best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Also that.
Ariel had a great personality. But
We had seen her before, actually. I
yeah.
think she was.
Well, we've seen Ariel before.
Well, I meant seen that particular cast member
You're
as
right.
Ariel, and she's good.
For the rest of them were, hi.
Yeah, we found our server to be great there,
Server
and
was
the food was
absolutely fantastic.
Our server was good too.
Yeah.
But
Kristy gave her the speech of like, I'm very picky about food, and she's like, "Oh, get this," and I think it was the chicken or something. The chicken was phenomenal.
and she also brought me a kid's salad in an adult size
That's right. Yep.
with ranch.
Oh, that's nice.
Because whatever their salad dressing that just came on it was very
not a thing.
not gonna happen.
I don't remember what
she was
I had.
she was definitely a fairy godmother. She had that like mentality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Glittering
Yeah.
about
Best.
and doing her thing, and she was spot on.
Cool.
Now, did you get wands and swords when you went?
Yes.
Yes, we did too. Because I had heard they weren't doing that if you were over 12.
Oh, really?
But they did, yeah.
We got
Oh,
them.
we all
Yeah.
got them.
Yeah. And I didn't really even expect it.
Right, I
And
didn't
was
either.
kind of like,
or even particularly want them.
I'm not
we
going
have
to even
them.
tell you where they are right now
They're in the basement.
with everything
No,
else.
they were in this room for the longest period of time.
Yeah.
We used
They were
ours
sitting
as
in here,
much
but-
entertainment on the way
yeah.
back to the resort.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun
Yeah,
with them.
I bibbity bobbity booed them a whole bunch to try to make them go away and stuff. And he was sword fighting with Amelia and hers, so we were we had a good time.
Oh, and when they give them to you at the restaurant, you have to play the part. You can't
Right?
just be the curmudgeon and great
Oh,
sword
right.
and set on it.
Yeah.
No, I had to.
Right.
And what was funny is on the
Yeah.
bus on the way back was an elderly couple that had been that
was
night,
cute.
and she was carrying the sword and the wand as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
It was very,
it was
very cute.
sweet.
I was like, that's going to be us when we get older.
right.
Yep.
That's very cool.
So
what was another
was
first?
that the only eating first?
We said
Besides
Topolino's.
Topolino's, right?
So talk about that one because
Okay.
we went, Jen, Leah, and I went to Topolino's one night
Hmm.
and couldn't find a single thing on the menu to eat. So we had drinks and then left.
Right. I listened to last week's podcast. So we had breakfast there.
Oh, with the characters.
With the
Yes.
characters, exactly. And it was really good.
The food was
The
phenomenal.
Food was fantastic. Kyle
I
had
made
steak again.
Yeah, it's like again. And we made the comment. I made a comment very early on to Gina when even they brought the food out, and I looked at it and took the first bite, and I was like, I don't think there's any way they can keep this up. Of course, we were on the deluxe dining plan, so I didn't see the prices, didn't pay attention to
Right.
the
I
prices,
didn't
but
pay.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't see how they can keep this up.
So he got basically steak and eggs
Mm-hmm.
is what it was, but had all food descriptions.
It was a dry aged piece. It had to be
It
like
was
a
a
dry aged
very
piece
good
of
cut
New
of
York
meat.
strip, and I was just like medium rare, and it was just
It was
again,
really
it was
good.
sublime. I was like, oh my god,
Medium
got-
rare?
Yeah.
yeah. I had to be. I was like, this has got to be like a $40 steak at least.
Maddie got the sour cream waffles with peaches and some other
I
kind of.
don't know what.
Anyway, it was in bacon.
I was in meat coma by
Right.
then.
And those were really good. They weren't like Mickey waffles. They were Belgian waffles. But their kids' Mickey waffles are on a stick.
Oh,
Are they really?
Yeah.
I didn't
You didn't notice that?
No, I didn't notice
Yeah.
that.
They were on a stick.
Huh.
So the kids got 2 Mickey waffles. And so you could dunk them in the syrup, I guess, and then eat it with a stick.
It's cool.
There were a couple of kids that had an issue with it, though, I
I can
noticed.
imagine.
And the dad was like, well, you
Poking
just.
themselves with the stick, or
No, they just weren't used to their waffles being on a stick.
Yeah.
And so they
Slinging-
didn't know what
slinging
they were
syrup
supposed to
everywhere.
do with it. And the dad's like, you just
What?
pick it up and eat
what
it.
do I do with
Right.
this?
It's like, oh, is that what I do? Yeah, they were like totally confused. And then, what did Amelia get? I got the quiche. And oddly, mine came with like a little side salad. Amelia got the quiche as well.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And they bring you, everyone gets a bread basket. And so the theme there is they're all artists
Yeah,
in
you're
some
at art school.
your art
The
school.
Riviera,
Mhm.
some characters Riviera Art School.
Right. And so it's Mickey and Minnie, Donald and Daisy. Those are the 4 characters that
Oh,
come.
that's perfect.
It is.
And
It's
they're
perfect.
lovey-dovey on each other,
Oh,
looking
it's
at each other
so
across the
cute.
room and waving and
Oh,
blowing kisses and doing hearts. It's cute.
So I will say there was a slight hiccup with Donald, and he had to go see about an auction
Yeah, had a
on one of his art
quick
pieces
auction to run
in the
to.
middle of breakfast.
Yeah.
So he would be back in a little while. So in about 10 minutes, he showed back up. But he just like disappeared. Nobody knew where he went. So we were done. The timing was off very much. Like you can tell it's a new restaurant and they haven't quite got down the timing of where the characters should go and stuff.
Yeah.
Just before we left, we did get to see him quickly, but which was fine for us. That was not a big deal. But I could see where if you were had little kids, because there was this one little girl,
and you were paying up front
for it, you would be definitely not happy about it.
Like, hey, you're supposed to see everybody, so
right. There was a little girl at the table next to us who, like Mickey and Minnie, was not her jam at all. She was like, "Hi, how are you? I'm sitting in my dad's lap. That's okay."
yeah, please go
But
away.
when she saw Daisy,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, she started dancing. She was so excited. She gave her a hug. I mean, it was so funny to see her be like, "Nah, okay, you guys can go on." Daisy! You know, she was like all excited. It was very cute. But Minnie Mouse had on the hands down cutest outfit I've ever seen. Like, I would totally wear it. It was a it was a dress, and it was short, and the material had written poems all over it, and Minnie had designed her dress and had written all the poetry on it, and then she had like the little poofy thing underneath it, like the crinoline that makes it poof out, and she had on red bloomers, and then she had on red heels. And she had like a little artist's hat on. She was so cute. And in her pocket of her dress, like her dress had like a little trench coat kind of look to it. It had like a little belt, and I mean, it was just very, very cute outfit. And like in the pocket was her pad and pencil where she would write her poetry and stuff. And Mickey was in
it was very French.
Yeah, very French. Mickey was in like where he had been painting.
Yeah, he had his smock on and his hat and paint all over him.
So what did you think of Riviera?
It was beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah.
We want to stay there next time.
Yeah.
And I listened to you talk about the Skyliner and about Riviera, and hands down, like so convenient.
Yeah, especially after riding the Skyliner, which Gina, did it really once, right?
What, the Skyliner?
Skyliner.
I rode it twice.
You rode it twice, okay.
Yeah, I rode it twice. And I will say, because I was not feeling the vibe of the Skyliner because of the whole height thing, but I loved it. And we said the same thing. Kyle was like, just be quiet. Listen to how quiet it is. So if you needed an escape from the park, that is where you go and do it.
Zen. It's almost zen-like.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
I mean, you could just totally sit there and just meditate and just be in complete silence.
If you're by yourself.
Yeah.
I actually had a client there over Christmas whose son is autistic. And we talked a lot beforehand about ways to go find a break, get out of the busyness, because obviously it's a really busy time. And after I came back, I messaged her and I was like, listen, if you're anywhere near the Skyliner and he needs a break, hop on. And she said that they did. She said it was an amazing thing. In the middle of the day, there wasn't a lot of people on the Skyliner because they'd already gotten where they were going.
Right.
So they rode it for like half an hour, 45 minutes.
That's
and
cool.
It was just a quiet place to just chill out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, it was very, and Riviera is just beautiful. It's very beautiful. Like you said, there's like subtle Disney touches, but they're not like, hi, I'm Disney and Mickey Mouse.
Like
it's
not art of
screaming
animation.
at you. Yes, right, exactly.
Which is great in its own right, but not
if this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And it's not Yacht Club where we stayed, where you had no clue you were at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very DVC, which is understated, and it's very elegant because it's like that. It's got that Riviera vibe.
Yeah, I want to go play on the giant chessboard. Did you see that?
There's that.
I did.
Yeah.
The pool.
I didn't get to play on it.
No.
But we talked about that too, because when I went down, I mean, we had talked, and I was like, I'm not really interested, other than the fact that it's the new thing, and I want to see the new thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I left there, and I was like, I got to go back. I got to bring the family. We got to go there and spend time there.
The lobby is not. You don't go in and go. You go, oh, this is pretty, but it's not like Wilderness Lodge or Animal Kingdom where you walk in and go, oh my God.
Right.
But it is very pretty, and it's very calming, I find. I thought it was, at least.
Yeah.
I was surprised that the gift shop wasn't bigger than it was, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, we ducked in there just for a minute after we ate. But then downstairs is where your quick service is, and Primo Patio is the name of that, and how you get to the pool and everything. So
the elevators are really fast.
Yeah, they are.
That was amazing.
They were fast, but what's interesting to me is obviously Grand Destino Tower opened at Coronado first, and they have their very unique elevator system where you hit the button on the outside and it tells you which one of the elevators is going to be for you. And then no buttons on the inside.
No buttons on the inside, yeah.
I was shocked when we got there and there was actually buttons.
Kind of expected them to be both the same.
Right.
But
It's weird that they didn't.
Well, let's see. Grand Destino is 15 stories, 16, something like that.
Something like that, and they're only 10.
Yeah, so it could be just the system could, it's like there's a hard limit between the number of stories, and they're like, nope, the system goes there, the system goes there.
Yeah. Maybe so.
Elevators are weird.
Right. So let's, the only sad thing I can say about our trip, or not really sad, but disappointing, was Yacht Club. That's probably now my least favorite deluxe.
If you got to have one.
If you got to have one, I can see that.
I mean, if you've got, I would stay at Coronado Springs before I'd stay at Yacht Club again. I just did not.
Definitely. I can see that. Absolutely.
We were at the very end of Yacht Club, farthest away from Epcot. We might as well have been over at Swan and Dolphin because it was much closer to that. And it just was not, it wasn't that convenient because we had a walk. We were the second to the last room in the resort. That's how far we were at the very end, last area. And wherever we went, it was a walk to get to it, and the elevators weren't convenient because you had to.
Except if we were walking to Hollywood Studios, then we would just we'd go down the fire escape and duck out the door. And
say you're halfway there at that
You're
point.
halfway there at that point, yeah. But like getting over to the boat was a walk. Going to the Skyliner, that was a haul. So it just wasn't. Now our view was beautiful.
Was gorgeous, yeah. Beautiful view.
Yeah, it was a beautiful view. And we could see out of our room, we could see Hollywood's Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Epcot Forever.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. We could see both out of our window. So that was cool. But I wouldn't stay there again.
It's a price for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yacht Club is actually my least favorite too.
Mm-hmm.
I love Beach Club. Yes. The vibe at Beach Club feels different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yacht Club to me is dark and stuffy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
It's almost to me like the Grand Floridian, but with a more beachy theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really care for the Grand either.
Well, I like the Grand Floridian. I find the Grand Floridian looks like it would be stuffy, but I never found it to be stuffy. Like when I stayed there, it was totally different to me. I don't know. I just didn't.
I think people let their hair down at the Grand Floridian, whereas at the Yacht and Beach Club, people are just uptight.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. They don't let it down.
It's a convention resort, which makes a big difference too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that could be too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But so is Coronado.
True.
But the Grand Destino Tower isn't.
Right.
Where the conferences are. So.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I don't think there were any conferences going on while we were there since it was Christmas, but there were.
We just saw some people like in the we saw some people, not to speak ill will of the people who have sticks up their butts, but we saw some people in the in the lounge downstairs, it literally had sticks up their butts, and I was like, dude, come on, you're at Disney,
right?
Relax.
Like relax just a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
They were just
loosen the
very
tie,
uptight.
Yeah. It's Christmas Eve, dude. You got a tie on.
Yeah.
Let loosen the knot there a little bit there, Sparky.
And then
Or tighten it one way or the other.
Exactly.
the staff
What you got to do to loosen it up?
the cast members that worked in the quick service were not great. The quick service was not.
Yeah.
It was. So I didn't even tell you this story, but I got very aggravated because when we got there and we got our cups for the dining plan, he showed us the cups that we could get, the different plastic cups. There was one that was Toy Story with Buzz Lightyear, one that was like Grand Prix black, had a black lid, looked kind of like a Grand Prix race kind of.
The little Mickey Racers ones.
Yeah, and then a Happy Holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And that was those were our choices. And so the day before our last day, I was in getting some breakfast stuff, and I saw that there was sitting up there a stainless steel like coffee cup, but it said ice cold, ice, keeps it cold, hot, keep hot, blah, blah, blah. And it was really cute. And I knew Kyle had looked at it when we were there. So I said, how much is the cup? And she said, oh, are you on the dining plan? And I said, yes. She said, well, it's just $10 then. And I said, oh, well, perfect. I'll get it. And
she said you had to get it at the beginning.
Yes. And so she said, oh, you've already used all your cup credits. And I said, okay, I still want to buy the cup.
Yep.
And she said, well, you can't.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry, but we were never given the option to buy that cup. And there was a lady standing that had walked up about that time, and she was looking at the cups, and another cast member was telling her about him. And I said, oh, and you can get that nice cup for only $10, but you better get it now. And the lady, I said, I'm sorry. I said, but I'm very frustrated that we weren't told about this.
Absolutely.
And she said,
wow.
And just stared at me. And I was like,
that's not
am I at
service.
Disney?
Yeah, right.
I was like, what?
Yeah, see, that's...
And by then a line had started to form and it was getting very busy. So I just dropped it.
Yeah.
But
you know me, I'm the last person to like complain. I'll tell you, I'll avoid a conflict, but like, this is Disney, man. It's real money. If you really wanted that cup, I would have been like, okay. And
there had to be a workaround.
And you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
Oh,
there is. You go up to the front desk and you go, hey, here's what happened. Here's the situation. Here's our 4 cups. We want 4 of those.
Yeah.
Here's the $40. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
And I would bet you.
And they would take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would bet you 99% of the time Disney would be like, oh, absolutely. Not even bat an eye about going. Yep. You're right.
Because they want you leaving going, we got these awesome cups. We could have had these awesome cups. Right.
Right. Exactly.
Especially if you told them the situation.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? The cast
I know,
member
but I just didn't do it. I didn't have time. I
understand. I totally understand.
Yeah. But I was very frustrated that she didn't like get her manager and do something about it for me.
But my point, I guess, really my point is that if you have an honest, let's not call it a mistake, but like if the cast member, if it's a situation where you're in like that and it's no animosity or anything, but if a cast member doesn't tell you something, you don't have to go up and make a stink about it.
Right.
Just go up there and say, hey, you know what? There was a mistake that was made. I feel like I need this cup. Or whatever situation may be. Disney's, if you go up there and don't scream your head off or whatever, Disney's 99% of the time they're gonna be more than happy to take care of it.
Did you know that if you have, so Kyle and I had 4-day park hopper tickets that had blackout dates for Christmas, and then we had additional 2-day park hopper tickets that I knew were not blacked out for Christmas. So we go in on Christmas Day and we can't get in. And we're like, excuse us? And so we go over to guest services and she said, oh yeah, it used your 2-day park hoppers first and now you're using your 4-day ones. And so she fixed it and, fixed it for us. And I said, well, how can I go in and make sure that this doesn't happen again? And she said, oh, you can't.
Yeah, you can't.
If you know that condition may exist, in other words, it's on you.
Yeah.
Go to guest services on your first day of the trip and
make sure it's using the right ticket.
So they have to manually.
Seriously? I mean, you can't. do something about that.
So
You
there
know?
is a workaround for travel agents that I can share with you
Okay.
offline.
Right.
But other than that one workaround, there's nothing other than guest services when you get there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And actually, I had a boo-boo with my tickets, and I had forgotten to do this, but what part of the conference, our tickets were good for only a specific time frame, and then they dropped off.
Okay.
Well, it used one of my regular tickets when I went in, and I didn't realize it until I went to activate the next one and realized the next one was going to be a problem. And they were able to fix it for me. But again, it's a matter of then standing in guest services line, however long that could be, which I'm guessing on Christmas Day was probably not
pretty
a short.
busy.
Well, we happened to be going in at Epcot in the morning, and there was nobody in line.
Yet.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
so we got it.
That's
And we
quick.
went. We were going in the back entrance, the International Gateway.
Good. Yep.
So, which they are going to have to do some work to the International Gateway. Now that the Skyliner is there, they've got to expand
Yeah,
that.
they're going to have to expand it
Yeah,
out.
they're going to have
A lot of
to.
people are coming.
I was
in
actually
now.
thinking about that when I saw it the last time we walked past it. I was like, oh, this is going to become a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a lot more people coming in through there.
Right.
So I figured what I would do is go in and make a feature request in the My Disney Experience app, but I don't know of a way to do that. Do you?
Nope.
Don't.
No.
That would be a handy feature, wouldn't it? To make a feature request.
Right.
Feature.
Here's a feature. Work.
Alrighty
Stop
then.
changing the thing around.
Anyway.
On that note,
No.
why don't we? Is there anything else you wanted to share from your trip?
Oh my God.
Well, we did Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, yeah.
That was our first time being there.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
what?
I'm just thinking of, I've completely forgot, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, it's going to be a surprise to, I think, a lot of people about our opinion of Galaxy's Edge. Because we've kind of kept it to ourselves, but.
I've forgotten my opinion now. Oh, crap. I was going to give my opinion on Millennium Falcon.
Were you just making it up on the, we'll start with that and maybe it'll come to you.
So my opinion, I somewhat disagree with Jen and Leah. I think because I don't ride Mission Space, I enjoyed Millennium Falcon. I thought it was a cool ride. I enjoyed being in the Millennium Falcon. I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that was it. I thought it was a good ride. I didn't think it was a not good ride.
Oh, they just point blank said it wasn't a good ride, huh?
Yeah, didn't they?
They didn't enjoy it.
Well, and they acknowledged that part of their problem was who they were riding with.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one of the features with that ride that's problematic because it's determined by how well you do what the rest of the ride is.
Well, and how bumpy it is, how much you get thrown around. If you have a 5-year-old who's just doing this on the thing, it's that's going to happen, right? You're not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
If you've got somebody who can actually video game and fly a thing, it ends up being significantly more enjoyable. So,
was it the second ride that they rode, or was that the first ride they rode before Rise of the Resistance? Do you remember?
I thought they said it was the second.
So Leah had ridden Millennium Falcon on a trip with her husband earlier this year.
Okay.
But I think Jen's was the first one, and I think it may have been after Rise.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, I could see it being a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Rise?
You go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I don't think it's the groundbreaking ride that everybody thinks it is.
I don't either.
I think it's a bit of
Kristy's like, what?
I think it's
I think go ahead.
I don't think, well, I think, not unfortunately, but I think that it's definitely probably the future of a lot of rides that we're going to see from Disney, probably that aren't based on a roller coaster, or some sort of coaster technology.
It's very similar to Ratatouille.
Yeah. As far as technically speaking, I think what it is, technically speaking, is it was the Ratatouille ride platform with the addition of animatronics, good animatronics, the latest generation of animatronics, with some really good synchronization, the latest version of Disney's, enhancements on MIDI software that does really good synchronization at large scale, and some movie tricks. But other than that, it was really kind of, okay.
I mean, we thought, no.
It's awesome.
It wasn't. We were gobsmacked by, like, just how realistic it looked and how the scale of everything and all that kind of stuff. But if you really get down to what the actual ride was itself, I don't understand what technically was so hard about that, unless it was the animatronics. And I don't want to give away some spoilers, but some features that went on when you weren't actually on a ride. Well, I guess you were on the ride when that happened. Yeah. During the end, because there's like 2 rides. So not the first, but the second area, there were technically some things that went on there that were really, really cool. But I mean, like, we were discussing it and we felt like really Flight of Passage for just the ride, as far as just looking at the ride, is much more of a technical marvel
for pushing the boundaries of technology.
Yeah, I can
for
see
the hardness of a ride.
Yeah.
But
Which is interesting, though, because Flight of Passage is really just the next generation of Soarin'. When you think about it,
it is.
Really, that's all that is, right?
But
that's
your
really
ride vehicle, but there's a lot going on with your ride vehicle. It breathes. You get the smells.
Sure.
You feel like, if you can bring yourself to focus on your ride vehicle, it's doing a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of things. It's moving, a lot of things, and it's and it's
kind of
but that's what I mean. That's that next iteration of
it's Gen 2. Yeah, it's 2.0 of all that stuff.
Yeah.
What I thought was really interesting is that the first ride vehicle you go on in Rise of the Resistance, you're just on there. You're just standing. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I heard, and it made sense to me, is that they want you to think of Rise as an attraction.
Yes, and it is.
It's not Tron. It's not Flight of Passage. It's an attraction.
Right. It's not just
the whole
ride.
thing. It's not going to be a wow, it's a ride kind of thing.
And that's what the entirety of Galaxy's Edge is.
Exactly.
That entire area in and of itself is an attraction.
It's
the stores, the rides, the decoration, the people, the whole thing. That's an attraction unto itself, right?
Yeah.
So that
and
makes sense.
And that's kind of what I was going to, what my conclusion, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not really poo-pooing the ride, because what it really culminates in, and I think what Disney's going to do in the future for this, what they've done here is they've taken stock parts off the shelf, things that they have that are on the Imagineers in their toolbox, right? Unlike Flight of whatever it is,
Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage, where they literally did that's like a 2.0 version of a lot of those technologies that they put together. This is literally like they took the tools off the tool shelf or out of the toolbox. Didn't really do much to them, but they put them together in a cohesive story, all together, that's seamless. That's literally, and they used all of these tools in one continuous story. And very much like you said, Eric, like Galaxy's Edge is literally like they took all of those things out of their bag of tricks and put it together in one seamless story, which is really what they're so brilliant at doing. And Maddie and I did the whole in one day. We did everything from soup to nuts at Galaxy's Edge, and it was incredible. I mean, I think we did the Oga's Canteen at the best time that we could have done it, because we went at night when it had been raining, so the ground was wet. You had all these beautiful reflections of the lights and everything full. Awesome. It was still misting a little bit, so there was this dramatic lighting and stuff, things in the background. We went
a million hours sleeping.
We went to Oga's Canteen at night, so the lights were, you went in there and your eyes were already adjusted to nighttime, so the lights were in full. It was full. You could really see all the lights to their fullest extent. It was awesome. And that's the way we ended up, wound up the evening. Yeah. So, and we'd gone around earlier in the day and explored. I'd taken a lot of pictures, followed all the characters around. Had gone to all the stalls in the market. And So we had done the whole shooting match, and so I'm not really poo-pooing the ride at all, but I'm just saying that as far as like people are going on there, people are going, oh my God, it's the most technically advanced ride that Disney's ever done. I'm like, no, it's not at all. Not at all.
Kristy, what do you feel about what we're saying?
Mickey's train ride might be if they ever open it.
And I think that may be why they're having so much trouble opening it.
No, I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And I think when I went to go on it, I had heard the attraction piece versus the ride, so I was prepared for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that not knowing the Star Wars story really was a help for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like I shared, I got yelled at by one of those people in the gray suits.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't stand on the right line. The lady was like, "Yo!" I'm like,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they pulled a family. Some people kept pushing buttons. And that's, I'm assuming the same where they put you on the line. We were on orange.
Don't give too much away.
Yeah. Anyway, they were pushing buttons, and he kept yelling at them to stop.
Yeah.
Why would you push buttons? You don't know what they do. You need to stop now. And they just kept pushing them. And so they pulled them out.
They went and called
out of line.
Commander from the guy you passed, but while you're getting in the queue, they went and called the commander. Who's a guy who all he does is walks back and forth with his hands behind his back. You walk in like, what does this guy do? Well, we found out what he does.
So he walked up to the guy that was pushing the buttons and stood right next to him.
Just
stared at him.
Looked him up and down.
Don't push the buttons. And then turned around and walked away. And I was like, whoa, cool. And then they let him continue on, but it was, you could tell they were all adults. They were doing it just to push it to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Just doing the Baby Yoda thing.
Yeah. And everybody else that was like, had cued in on this, and everybody who knew what was going on were like, it was a mix between people who were like dying laughing, but then there were also people that were like laughing and trying not to let anybody see them, sort of like, but like, oh God, I don't want to get caught because I don't want to come over and get
don't call on me next.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah. But it was.
I'll see it eventually.
Did you book another trip before you left?
For ourselves?
Yeah.
No, we did not.
Time.
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. It was so weird to take that ride out and be like, I don't know when I'll be back.
Yeah.
Well, you said last week.
I know. I told you I was kidding about that.
One other quick thing about Rise of the Resistance, and I will agree with everybody that says this: when there are points in the ride when you are completely and utterly goosebump gobbed. Even though I'd seen stuff pre-ride, Viz stuff, you are points on the ride when you actually see it in person, you are goosebump gobsmacked about the scale of it and stuff. You're just like, oh my God, I am on a movie set, or I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute. I know my brain's saying one thing and my body's telling me a totally different other thing.
I mean, I think through the whole thing of Galaxy's Edge, I mean,
that's true.
We walked through, we rode Slinky Dog and then went in the back entrance, and then all of a sudden there's a huge TIE fighter there. And I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow,
a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
Wow. And then now that we've read Black Spire Outpost, we know who Vi Moradi is. And thank goodness I didn't get to talk to her, because I was going to ask her, where's Krychek? And because we hadn't quite finished the book.
Oh, yeah.
And then we finished the book, and I'm like, oh, my God, thank goodness I didn't talk to her.
Exactly.
But,
she would have busted out.
Right, exactly.
That would have been awesome.
But it was, I mean, and they did just great things, like you saw when you saw Chewie, how somebody came over and said, the stormtroopers are coming, and so he ran away, and it kind of moved the crowd.
It was crowd control.
Yeah.
But it really had nothing to do. It was a theatrical thing that they did, but it was really all for crowd control. I was like standing back and watching it, and I was like, that's freaking brilliant.
Right? Yeah.
So the line for Millennium Falcon on, did we go Christmas Day back?
No.
We didn't?
No, not Christmas.
Yes, we did. We ate at Brown Derby. Yeah, so we went back there. The line for Millennium Falcon stretched all the way back to where the TIE fighter is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Past it. Yeah,
and
like it was about to exit out.
You're going to be so disappointed.
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody was playing on their app at that point.
Right.
A lot of people were.
Yes. Amelia loved that.
Oh, the app was great.
Yeah. Amelia loved it.
even without the lines, I was still playing with it because it was.
Well, you said that made me remember when we went to Disney Springs on our last day. Jen and I went by the sign for Santa, and the wait for Santa was over 8 hours long.
What?
Like I legit we took pictures of the sign, and then we were going in. We're not math people.
Right.
Doing the math, like how many minutes divided by 60, it was over an 8-hour wait for Santa.
That doesn't sound right.
Why would you
crazy.
do that?
Why would you wait that long?
I have no idea. No idea.
I would have walked out somebody and went,
that's insane.
Right?
Right. Sorry.
That's crazy.
That is wow. Like, you don't have anything else to do with your day.
He's in Hollywood Studios. Go talk to him there.
Yeah.
He is at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Getting around.
Right?
I thought, wait, that must mean.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe so.
What's that?
Maybe that's why, because he's only there for a short time, then he has to leave and go to Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
maybe that's why, like, they take his break into account and, like, everything else. Like,
right?
A long way.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Fair point.
I think that covered the
highlights. One more thing. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all right.
At one point, the girls did go back to the room, and we got to walk around Epcot with just the two of us and explore the countries and stuff. It was so much fun.
It was fun.
Highly recommend that.
That's cool.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. Please feel free to leave us comments either on our Instagram or Facebook or on YouTube. Smash that bell.
Right.
Subscribe and leave comments for us and let us know what topics you were interested in hearing. If you have questions or if you anything at all, even if you want to tell us what you got for Christmas that you really liked, do that.
Yeah.
Just leave us comments. We like comments.
Cool beans.
All right.
What,
have a great night, everyone.
Eric's like, yeah, whatever.
We love comments.
All right. Bye. Good night.
Safe travels,
Bye, everybody.
everyone.
We all know vacation planning is stressful and time-consuming. Let the expert vacation planners at Mickey Guru Travel Company handle the details and find you the best deal possible, all at no extra cost to you. Whether your vacation dreams are made of roller coasters and princesses or sailing on the open seas, they will help create a magical experience you'll remember forever. To learn more about Mickey Guru and how they can help you save time and money, visit them at MickeyGuru.com.